Rehydrated is the remake for this game, and they're showing more footage later. Presumably more updated, because we think that the pre-recorded footage they showed yesterday, or earlier today rather, we think that it might have been made like months ago, and they fixed the game up since then. Hey, Salty. It's alright. The shift experience has frozen for me. What? This game started. What you mean? The remake? I have no idea. We have no idea. Also, yeah. No, like, we're saying that the footage we watched yesterday was recorded 3 months ago. Unless you're saying like they saw like the criticisms and they're like, oh shit, we have to fix this. Nah, that wouldn't happen.
Now I can wear 4 pairs of underwear. This is great.
I think you can find this game in the App Store right next to Comedy Night, which I would also recommend downloading because you gotta come up with better material. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the square shape.
Barrier Reef.
What's up, Melon? Thanks for the 26 months. We're just waiting for the shit. I feel like it's gonna look a lot different. Did you guys see the demo that was in the game room? There were screenshots of people playing the demo, and it looks way different. It looks like way better. It's not nearly as fucking like orange. I think it's gonna look good. I'm excited. We have an idea of what it's supposed to look like, though. Yeah, they're way too small. He looks goofy. He looks like super goofy. They should just look at the models side by side and just, you know. Give me, you know, give him a little whoop, whoop.
Great Barrier Reef.
VC, thank you for the 2 months. What's up? Yeah, the PC one looked so much better. So much better. Yeah. Now this game looks bouncy and squishy and fluid. The new one looks kind of like... It looks like Revenge of the Flying Dutchman with better graphics. I'm not gonna lie. That's what the movement looks like to me. That's just because it's early in development, though. It looks really pretty, but the gameplay mechanics look really ass. They gotta change that. The screenshots. If you go to my video on YouTube, all the tweets that we were looking at are in the description of the video. No, if it's locked at 30 FPS, the movement's not going to be slower. That locking a game at 30 FPS doesn't, like, if it's developed to be locked at 30, it's not going to be slower on 30. That'd be like amateur game design if it actually ended up being slower on 30. You still move the same distance per second, but you're just viewing 30 frames per second, as opposed to like if you put this game on 30 FPS, it would be slower because it's frame bound. But if you play the PC version on 30, it would be the same because Unreal Engine 4 doesn't bind frames like that.
Cool.
The game audio playing through the speakers? I don't think so. If nobody's brought that up until now, that'd be pretty tragic though. I'll turn off the mic. Let me know if you hear it. Did you hear the gameplay? Alright. Yeah, this capture card... This capture card almost never has any issues. It's really, really nice. I love this thing. I would recommend this capture card to anybody. It's good for every type of capture, as long as you have the right converters to use it for whatever you're using. It's the best capture card a consumer can buy. No, Elgato's fucking trash. That's our secret, though. This is a DataPath Vision E1S. The only Elgato product you should buy is a Stream Deck, nothing else. Do not buy Elgato capture cards. Sandpickle, thank you for the 3 months. Sup, bro? Hope you're having a good one. It's way overpriced. It's just marked up because they have a lot of brand endorsements. I had the same PCI capture card, the Elgato HD60 Pro or whatever. I compared it to my AverMedia. It looks pretty much the same. And my AverMedia is not even PCI. It was like 180, and it was made like 4 or 5 years ago. This capture card is flawless capture. It's so fucking accurate that you can actually see the like if your signal's dirty, you can tell. At least on my end. The bitrate's not going to show you, but on my end you can see like the cables that I have. I guess they aren't in perfect condition. You can tell when you look on my end. The raw capture feed. You can see it. It looks fine for you guys though. It's so subtle. It's like Rick and Morty humor. But this capture card's really nice because its driver is super stable. You can have both the capture window for the actual capture card and OBS open at the same time, and they don't interfere. It's just really well made. The thing about the remake that I think needs the biggest overhaul is the fucking giant robot SpongeBob. It looks so goofy. It looks so fucking goofy. It does not look intimidating at all. No, there's a picture of it on the cover. On the artwork they made for the banner. I also really hate that they're using it on the cover, because it completely spoils the game for people who never played it. Yeah, they did only show jellyfish, but it's on the cover of the game. There's like concept art for the giant robot SpongeBob, but it looks really fucking goofy. I hope they fix it. The #1 priority is most certainly the movement. They need to fix the movement. Actually, no. The #1 priority is the camera. That's the #1 priority. The camera absolutely needs to be fixed. Like, I'm straight up looking at the ground with that thing. Yeah, but that camera angle shouldn't even be an option. It's so bad. They need to just change it. If you ignore the camera and like the player, the movement and physics and stuff like that, if you just look at it as like a terrain, it looks really nice. Like really nice.
Looks like the robots left itself vulnerable.
The actual physical level looks fucking beautiful, but they really gotta fix the physics and shit like that.
Now the robots taking a beating out there.
SM64 camera option. Wow. Actual. Yeah. BLJs.
Change tactics and fast.
How many people do you think believe that cruise boosting is an intended mechanic? How many people who didn't play this game as a kid do you think that like cruise boosting is intended? I think there's a good portion of people who've only seen this game speedrun who expect cruise boosting to be in the remake because they don't know that it's not intended. I feel like a lot of people have a hard time telling what is a glitch in this game and what isn't. No, it's 100% not intended. Even if it wasn't obvious, it was patched in the movie game, so it's pretty clear that it was a bug.
Oh, nice flying, head thing move by Patrick. Bang! The old clothesline move.
Well, the original camera was made on renderware.
Wow, I've never seen such an electrifying match.
Let me read your comment again. Oh, you're saying the camera component in Unreal Engine 4 can just be used to mimic this game's camera. Gotcha. Yeah, the camera is supposed to be more behind him. It looks like Revenge of the Flying Dutchman's camera, where it's always pointed at the ground. There was a guy who said that, and I totally agree.
Nice move by SpongeBob. This match is just about over.
Just tilt the monitor to fix the angle. Nah, but for speedruns, you can't change the code of the game. But for modded speedruns, though, there is going to most certainly be a Project M type game made out of this game. People are most certainly going to mod this game to Fucking, I know it was a joke, I know. People are definitely gonna mod this game to add shit to it, like cruise boosting. Yo, what's up, Squishy? Yeah, they're most certainly gonna do. There's gonna be a big community surrounding this game for mods. There already is like somewhat of a community, but it's gonna get a lot bigger with this. Also, what's up, Haka? Thank you for the 215 bits.
Up we go.
Dicky balls. Ahoy, SpongeBob. I have stinky in my diaper. I'm going to explode. Yeah, maybe. If a lot of people did.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Alright, so the thing about the saturation, it's actually not that saturated. There is a screenshot floating around of the PC version, like in its current playable form, and it looks way different. I think that the footage that they used yesterday was either just like on the Switch or something. It still looks good for being on a Switch, by the way, if it was. Actually, no, it was on Xbox. It was on the original Xbox, I think. Xbox One. I always confuse the two. It was on. They were playing it on Xbox One, I'm pretty sure. Or like maybe it was just footage from very early in development, I think. Yeah, I know, I misspoke. Holy shit. Haha, funny. Streamer said the wrong thing. It's probably really, really early footage. Actually, wait. Maybe that footage they were showing was pre-alpha, but the actual game itself is not in pre-alpha. Like, maybe the game is, like, in beta or something. I don't know, it's hard to tell. Based on what we have. It did have pre-alpha on the side, but, like, I'm saying that, like, that footage might have been taken... It might have been pre-recorded when it was pre-alpha 3 months ago. And now... It's not in pre-alpha anymore. And what we watch tonight is going to be, like, beta footage. Who knows? It's all speculation. Also, this is a really good run.
So that
Not necessarily, but typically that implies that the game is, you know, like, significantly improved if it's in beta. I'm sure it's still in alpha though. Because that wasn't their showcase. Yesterday wasn't their official showcase. It's tomorrow, or rather, it wasn't this morning. It's tomorrow. People are speculating that they had to pre-record footage 3 months ago to have it ready for this, so they could just be showing the game from 3 months ago. Because the PC version looks way different. If you've seen the screenshots, it looks a lot different. The screenshots are linked in the description of the video that I uploaded on YouTube today. Also Sans.
Sand.
Money.
Diaper, haha, thank you for the bits.
I've got. Ow! You've just met the Sponginator.
What's up, JB? No, I agree. I think that people were kind of pressuring them to show something, so they whipped it together. I just feel like the first thing they should have done, again, like, because we don't know, if you're on a tight timeline for having to show something, people are going to notice a lot faster if your game looks bad than if it feels bad. Because that's like the casual mindset, like, oh, if the game looks good, it must be fun to play. Oh my god, that fucking RNG was so bad. Yeah, the casual mindset is like, oh, this game looks good, therefore it must be good. But we as people who play this game every fucking day, just like we watch it and we're just like, oh wait, this doesn't look right. But again, like, not as many people are gonna notice that. So I feel like if they weren't pressured, maybe they would have prioritized the movement first. It just looks like the movement's like not finished. I'm assuming it's not finished because it looks like nothing like this game's movement at all. And I'm not fucking talking about cruise boosting, by the way. People think that I'm upset that cruise boosting is not in the game. I think some people might actually believe that, but that's not the case at all.
The map.
That's like when Ultimate players say, like, Melee players don't like this game, it doesn't have wave dashing. It's like, I don't know about that. I think it has a lot of potential. I think it's cool that this studio is like known for interacting with its fan base and like taking advice and stuff. That's a really good sign. It's not like Nintendo where they're just a bureaucracy and they do whatever the fuck they want. Because people were saying that Ultimate had potential when they were playing it, like in beta. There were like professional players invited to test the game, and they were like, this game has a lot of potential. So that's still a good sign, like, there's a lot of time. I'm really excited about later being able to like ask them questions about it in their chat. Because it's going to be an English stream. Nah. That's not true. Period. That's not true at all. If you really think that Melee is that popular because people are stubborn, you're out of your fucking mind. Like, do you know how many people get into that game every year? And people who didn't even play it as a kid like that game for watching and playing. I didn't even play Melee as a kid. I played Brawl as a kid. The game has something that the new Smash games don't offer, which is the reason why it's never gonna die. As long as Nintendo doesn't make a game that plays like Melee, it's never gonna die. It's the same reason why we're gonna keep playing this game when Rehydrated comes out, if it doesn't play the same. The one thing that threw me off was the goo. It didn't have the flowing waves like the OG. That's true. That can be added in post though. That can be added. I mean, these are all things that we can bring up with them. Like, they do take... They respond to emails. They're good about that. So make sure you tell them, like, everything you're thinking about this game now, while it's still early in development. Because if it's too late to change it later, you're going to regret it. I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to make a video on it. I don't even know who those two people are.
Great Barrier Reef!
Yo, what's up, Tinderbot? Thank you for the 3 months, man. Now, this wasn't meant to incite an argument over which game is better, Melee or Ultimate. This was meant to exhibit, like, the beginning phases of the new game being made, and what people were searching for in the old game that wasn't in the new game. We're not saying that Rehydrated is going to be a bad game at all, but if they're trying to reproduce the original, they gotta at least get the movement right. Like, the whole point of this project is that they're trying to make it feel like the original. So, and they're also open to criticism and taking advice. So it's a very different scenario. I was just comparing like how people were playing Ultimate when it first was released as like a beta game people were playing and testing. And the impression was that it has a lot of potential. And that's exactly how we felt about this game when we watched it. Like, it has a shit ton of potential. It just needs to be ironed out.
I feel like I should be working.
I think Brawl is a great casual game. And if Rehydrated is a good casual game, and it's not that great for speedrunning, I'll be happy with it too. But, again, like, I'm speaking from a speedrunning perspective and a casual perspective that there are things that need to be changed. Without a doubt.
Yikes! Looks like SpongeBob's in for a rough ride. Great Barrier Reef! won't be winning that way. That's the ticket.
I think that the term polished gameplay is extremely subjective. Like that's like very vague, and because this game is polished, but it also plays clunky and technically.
Look at that! The robot's made himself dizzy.
You can't say that both games. Like, you can't say that Melee is not a polished game. It's definitely a polished game. I think that Ultimate feels more scripted, if that's what you mean. Like, the moves feel more scripted.
What is Sandy going to do to get SpongeBob unfrozen?
Well, yeah, but the multiplayer is polished though. Like it's clear when you watch it. There are some stages and I guess like items that feel like they're unfinished or just not fully realized because the game was rushed for sure. But it's not like Ultimate wasn't rushed either. It was also based off of a game that was like that already existed before. They just kind of took the engine and changed stuff.
Could melt anything. Oh, that's gotta sting.
If they took this game and somehow remastered on renderware, God, I'd fucking be nutting. If they just took this exact game and made it look better, I'd fucking cream so much. But I think that's still like, if the game is fun in its own way, that's also arguably better than if they had the same game twice that just looks better. Because if I almost called it Ultimate, if Rehydrated is good, it doesn't have to be great. As long as it's good, it's still exposing a lot of people to this game and this community, so there's no harm done. It can still be fun in its own way, and it's not going to divide the community and make people have to choose between both games, because they're going to be very different types of games.
And the robot is down. That's the ticket. That does it. SpongeBob is back in the fight. Oh, that's gonna sting.
Well, everything that Ultimate does, like, is just better than Smash 4. Like, it's all better. There are, like, some arguments over, like, whether the game is too easy to play. But, as far as a casual game goes, it's just better all around. Except for the buffering system. The buffering system's fucking trash. That's the reason why I stopped playing the game, because the buffering system is so annoying. I'd rather drop inputs than buffer inputs and just have like random shit buffered that I did like 45 frames ago appear on the screen with like, again, like still like half a second of delay. It just feels like you're playing chess. It's so bad. The online for that game is terrible. I can't speak for the LAN, but the online is just unplayable. Online is pretty much only playable if you're used to Nintendo's shitty netcode. If you're used to like Smash 4's netcode and like other shitty Nintendo online games, I'm sure Ultimate feels great, but if you're an actual human being and you play games on LAN, it feels terrible. Yeah, this run's solid. Yo, what's up? Yeah, it looks really good for an alpha game, I agree. But there are some things that I feel are not being considered really early in development that I feel should have been addressed already. But that's like, that can be changed though. The way I see it, I know I'm not a game designer, but I feel like the first thing you should do when you make a game is make sure that it's fun to play. Like, you shouldn't worry about how it looks first, you should worry about how it feels. That's just my perspective on like game design, even though I'm not a game designer. But I've heard several people who make games. Like I'm friends, and my brother is a fucking game dev to some extent. Like, the first thing you do when you make a game is you make it feel good. Because if it's not fun to play, it doesn't matter if it's fun to look at. The first thing you gotta do is get the movement right. and then build the world around the mechanics. But it's understandable why they took this approach if they actually are planning on doing an overhaul later.
Smells like
Because they needed something to show, and people were begging for it, so it's a tough call. Yeah, like the first thing you do is you optimize the engine. I was talking to somebody in my Twitter DMs about how like he's a game developer, and he says that pretty much what they did is like they used a lot of the default movements and stuff like that, like script. He pretty much said that like the bubble helmet, the reason why it looks so weird is because it's just completely scripted. Like as of right now, it's totally 100% scripted, which is exactly how it looks. It looks bad. But that's because they were probably just trying to get it out quickly to show what it looks like. But he's also said that like the movement and what do you say, the jumping and the momentum in that, it looks like the default like movement for Unreal Engine 4. So he guesses that they probably haven't focused on refining it yet, which I would really hope. But yeah, the thing that worries me is the camera. The camera is the thing that's the most concerning, because I feel like they had to deliberately choose that camera angle to make it look like that. Like, if they haven't touched the movement yet, that's fine. Like, it's understandable, but the camera looks like they deliberately made it like that, which shows that they don't see how it's supposed to look. If that makes sense. Again, I'm not saying it's set in stone or anything like that. I'm not saying like there's no possible way they consider like how important the movement is, but we have to at least like bring it up so they know. You know.
number one in the
Fuck.
bottom scavenger hunt.
Good.
Practice every day, play every day, have fun with the game.
Say hello to my little bubble friend.
Those are the 3 things you have to do. If you're not having fun, you're not going to improve. If you don't play every day, you're not going to improve. If you don't practice, you're not going to improve. There does come a point where practicing doesn't matter as much. Like, I'm at the point in this game where practicing, it goes either way. There are some days where I need to practice, there are some days where I don't need to practice. Like, for example, I didn't practice today and I'm playing fine. So, it depends on the day, really, when you get really experienced in a game. It also depends on what category I'm running as well, because there are some categories where I can't get away with not practicing. Alright. Right as I say that, this shit fucking happens. Typically though, if I play for like 8 hours a day, I usually come back the next day feeling pretty good. When I play 10 hours, I feel a lot better, but it's really hard to play this category for 10 hours a day, because it's extremely fatiguing. Takes a lot out of you. But yeah, there's pretty much no day where I would have played better not practicing. That's pretty much, that never happens, really. The thing about practice is, if you practice too much, you burn yourself out. So you gotta be careful not to practice, not to over practice and let yourself have fun. That was my point with having fun, is that if you're not having fun playing the game, you're not gonna improve. So today, like, if I don't feel like practicing, I'm not gonna force myself to. I'm just gonna try to have fun with it, because I know that in long term, like tomorrow I'll come back, maybe I'll feel like practicing tomorrow, and then I'll play better tomorrow. It's not the end of the world if I don't practice every day. And still, like, doing runs is still practicing, though. Like, I'm still getting experience from playing. It's just that I might not do some tricks as well as I might have. Had I practiced. That was weird. That was really strange. I don't know what that was. But I seem to be playing alright today. I mean, it seems okay. And this run is really good, so it's fine. It was good until I did the Mermaid Man thing, but yeah. But this category is so long that if you're not fresh when you're playing, the more you practice, the more you're like practicing is like very vigorous and intense. So if you're practicing like a lot before you do runs, you might play better, but you're not going to be playing for as long, like as effectively for as long. Practicing is still playing, so you'll burn yourself out for the day faster if you practice too much. But if you don't practice at all, then you're not going to get runs fast enough. And if that works for you, then go for it. Like, whatever works for you, whatever you can handle. My philosophy on improving speedrunning comes from, excuse me, my history as a distance runner, where when you start your season, you don't start running 10 miles a day. You start running for 15 minutes, and then you build up to the point where you're talking about miles. That was terrible. You're not going to start off, like, at first, when you start running a game, maybe do, like, 1 run a day. 1 run 4 times a week, maybe. Like, don't worry about hours. It's kind of like, it's the opposite. It's the opposite of distance running, where you first start off focusing on your mileage. Excuse me, you first start off focusing on the time you run. And then as you get deeper into the season, you start worrying about your miles more. And this, you want to focus on your miles first, which would be the runs you complete, I guess. And then you want to focus more on how long you play after that. So like for me, like I'm at the point where I'm consistently playing 8 to 10 hours a day. And if I keep it up, then I'll keep improving at the same rate I have been. Now it's debatable whether I've been improving at a fast rate or not. But I'm still definitely improving. Like I'm getting better runs and I'm improving at certain skills that I wasn't as good at a month ago. But if you play too much, you might improve faster, but you also might not be able to sustain it. It's finding the balance where you can keep playing every day and still gradually improve. Because you don't care about where you're going to be a month from now, you care about where you're going to be a year from now. You have to figure out how to improve at a steady rate where the ultimate outcome a year from today will be better than if you did it some other way. Well, you just gotta figure out how to get there. Everybody goes through that phase where you feel like you're not cut out for something, or it's just too much dedication, but really your brain's just, if you want to do it, that's all it really takes is wanting to do it. You just have to know what you want, and figure out a way to motivate yourself to condition your brain into being okay with it. Because I didn't start out playing this much, certainly not. This is over the course of 3 years that I built myself up to playing like this. Because even in 2016 when I was playing 14 hours a day, there were still days when those 14 hours weren't productive. I was kind of just forcing myself to do it. But forcing myself to play that much got me to the point where I could play for 8 hours a day and be like, oh, okay, this is easy. And then I'd still get good runs throughout all the 8 hours. Like, I've gotten plenty of times where I've PB'd at 5 in the morning off of doing the runs for 10 hours straight, because I'm at the point where most of the time at least I can make the 10 hours productive. If you're just forcing yourself to play for 10 hours and not being productive, then you're wasting your time. But you have to get to the point where you're not wasting your time, and it's hard to judge. a lot of, again, like a lot of speedrunning at this level is working on your mentality. It's not really practicing. You have to practice to stay consistent to keep your mentality good. Because if you're not practicing and you're missing tricks, your mentality gets worse. But if you just resort to being overconfident, and you might get lucky a few times, but overconfidence is not going to help you in this hobby. Some people like to replace their practice, or I don't know, not even, because some people do practice that much, but they replace actual skill with confidence, and that's not healthy, because it'll catch up to you in the long run. That's how you get exposed. You have to be very reasonable and realistic about how good you actually are at something, or you'll disappoint yourself. Yeah, 120 is possible, but I'm probably not good enough to get it right now. Like, realistically, yeah, it's possible. I can get it, but based on the runs I've been getting, I'm not going to get close to a 120 anytime soon. Considering I'm still kind of struggling to get a 121. The struggle for a 121 isn't really because of my skill level, though. It's more that I've been trying to experiment with more strats lately and implementing new stuff, which has kind of slowed me down. But it's going to pay off in the long term, so I'm okay with that. Yeah, speedrunning can be as serious or as casual as you want it to be, or as short or as long as you want it to be. It depends on who you are. But even if you don't have time to learn a full run, there are still other things you can do for fun to be part of a community, like bingo and randomizer. Still enjoy it that way. We have to get past the point where people think that the only way you can be part of a speedrunning community is just speedrunning. It's not true at all. There are plenty of things you can do. You can make videos, like news videos, history videos. If anybody wants to make a video on the history of this game, like any strats and stuff, and wow, what the hell was that? What the fuck was that? That is, I have no idea how that was so low. If anybody wants to make any videos about the history of this game, just reach out to me and I'll be glad to read over what you have and let you know if there's anything you should change. I want content creation for this game to be more accessible. I think in speedrunning, a lot of people are afraid to make content on games because they're afraid of not being knowledgeable or getting something wrong, but just letting you know, like, you can feel free. I'm not gonna ghost you or be rude to you if you ask questions about how this game got to where it is, because I want more people to make content on YouTube and Twitch and so forth. They might not necessarily be doing runs.
Scavenger hunt, 3 years running. Thank you.
I'm not asking for people to do my work for me. I'm making my own. I'm just saying if anybody else wants to make content surrounding the game and they want to make sure they have the information right. Like, for example, top 5 tricks in BFBB, and you want to make a video explaining how they work. If you want to run that by me, I can help you explain how they work. Just don't feel shy about it. I'm glad to help. I'm sure a lot of people in this community are too. Hold on, I see your comment about the remastered movement. I'm not going to be able to look until, like... Actually, I can look during this cutscene. Hold on. I was wondering what makes this game's movement so great. Well, it's hard to compare it to something that we haven't played, but based on the way it looks, it doesn't look like it's very responsive to what you do. You can even tell, like, watching a casual player playing this game, the sensitivity is, like, cranked the fuck up, where you can, every little tap you do on the control stick completely changes the way you're facing. But the reason why this game's movement is so good is because you have a lot of control over where you're standing, which way you're facing. You can turn, like, almost instantly. The camera is extremely fast. The camera helps a lot as well, because the camera also affects the movement, where the way you walk and the way SpongeBob faces, it's like not really automatic. It's more like you can turn the camera and move at the same time to turn faster, because the game automatically turns SpongeBob to face the camera. This is why cruise boosting is like piloting a tank, because you use both control sticks to pilot cruise boosting. You don't just use one. Everything just feels like it kind of flows together. It's a good question though, because it's hard to explain why a game feels good. A lot of it could also just be animation as well. Animation makes a lot of games look and feel better, strangely enough. The subtle things, like when SpongeBob lands, like squishes down. Things like that, just, they go a long way.
Oh, I'm quick.
Chat, I'm just gonna, yeah. Just gonna fucking reset that. I think the demo footage we saw was old. That's a popular theory that people are having now, and I kind of agree with it. I feel like what we watched yesterday was pre-recorded a while ago and sent to Gamescom to prepare for the event. I think what they have now is going to be a lot farther down the line. Still might be in alpha, but I think it's going to look a lot better. I don't know. I'm really excited to see what they have tonight, because what we saw yesterday, that was from 3 months ago, it looks pretty damn good. For something that was made, like, what? In May? Like, the month they fucking announced it, like... I mean, hey, it looks good for what it is. I don't think so. I think when they play this game tonight and on their couch and they like respond to their chat, it's gonna look a lot different, I think. Did you see the screenshots that they were showing from the demo room where it was open to play? It looks like very, very different. It looks a lot better. No, they're actually playing the game. They're gonna be physically playing the game tonight. It's not gonna be pre-recorded footage like it was yesterday. That's the thing about pre-recorded footage, is we just don't know when it was recorded. It was probably recorded super, super early in development. It honestly looks exactly like the concept art from the King Jellyfish concept art. It looks very similar. And I think they realized like it's not supposed to look like that, so they changed it. That's just my guess. I almost fucking died there. No, I agree. That one tweet, the one that I used in the thumbnail, that looked way, way better than what we had before. I don't know, man. I think that anybody who's saying this game's gonna be shit is just lying to themselves, or they're just like jumping the gun on judging something that they've only seen like 3 minutes of gameplay in pre-alpha. I'm not worried about the final product. I'm worried about the direction, like how they're gonna get there. That's all I'm worried about. I'm worried about their priorities and what direction the game's headed in. But mostly their priorities. I really want them to prioritize the movement. Yeah, this game gets better with age. This game's only gotten better in the past 3 years. It's being shown in 5.5 hours.
Hello to my little bubble friend.
When I say tonight, I'm saying tonight because I'm a degenerate, and it's still night until the sun goes up for me.
Number 1 in the Bikini Bottom scavenger hunt, 3 years running.
I gotta optimize that manipulation because I'm losing a lot of time off that cycle,
3 years running.
platform cycle. Thank God. Let's go. Alright, bullshit.
Number 1 in the Bikini Bottom scavenger hunt, 3 years running. Thank you.
Oh, hell yeah, brother. This game on original Xbox looks so good. It's beautiful. Yeah, dude, I heard that. That's so fucking dumb, but I heard that it's also still in talks. Because they know they're going to disappoint a lot of fans. I don't think that Sony is that soulless to really just, like, pull the plug on that. Or something like this. It's, it is kind of dystopian, though. Not gonna lie. Personally ruins the MCU for me. Because I was pretty much watching it for RDJ.
Here we are.
And yeah, we all know how that ended. Actually, RDJ and Chris Evans, though. I really like both those guys' performances. As of late, Chris Hemsworth has been a lot better, so I'm looking forward to his movies. I hope he's in Guardians 3, but who knows if they'll even do that. The way Endgame finished, it looked like they were going to try to include him in Guardians 3, but we can only hope. Yeah, no, that's perfectly fair. And the MCU had, like, if that's how it ends for you, the MCU had a pretty damn good run. They had a pretty rough start, but their movies toward the end were pretty damn solid. Oh my god, this run's fucking insane. What the hell? Jesus Christ. Is this real? Damn. Yeah, that's a -40, boys. I don't know how it's -40. I felt like I lost a lot of time. Damn. Oh my fucking god, man. Woo! I still don't think this is a 120, but it's solid.
Great Barrier Reef!
Hey Gonzat, thank you for the 13 months.
Say hello to my little bubble friend. Say hello to my little bubble friend. But
Yes, check the description of my video. I linked it in there. The translated version. Damn, this is -1 minute. Holy fuck. I don't know how I got this. I
Great
mean,
Barrier Reef!
obviously I was capable of it, but Jesus Christ. My runs lately have been so bad. I don't know how I pulled this out. What is going on here? Damn. Killa, thank you for the Twitch Prime, man. Welcome aboard. Pretty rough. But I expect to lose time here, really. Getting that ledge clip was extremely fortunate. Like, I did not expect to get that at all, so I'm okay with this. We gotta get past Sand Mountain, though. Sand Mountain's been so rough lately. I don't think I'll be disappointed if this run dies in Sand Mountain, though. Like, it can definitely... That's what's gonna decide the run. Pretty much every mistake in Sand Mountain costs like half a minute, which is just fucked up, but nonetheless. Also, Gonzat, thank you for 13 months.
Keep.
Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Alright. I already evaluated whether this would be worth doing earlier in the run, but considering CB Needle's a thing, it's probably not worth it. This is practicable anyway. I got it. Wow. Really fucking good RNG.
I fly. I'm slick and fast.
Yes. Yes, dude. Yes.
Cut.
Say hello to my little bubble friend. Say hello to my little bubble friend. Say hello to my little bubble friend. Say hello to my little bubble friend.
The grave.
Great Barrier Reef! Oh.
Can I do this? I don't know, man. I just have a really good feeling.
And here we are, folks, the main event. Barrier Reef, ever-increasing ferocity. The robot better change tactics and fast.
That was fucking insane. Oh my god.
Will SpongeBob be able to neutralize the giant robot's brain?
Money!
Wow. I could have fucking gotten it. Damn. I can't believe that just happened.
Will SpongeBob be able to neutralize the giant
So close.
robot's brain?
Don't do it twice. I don't know how that happened. That was so weird. Just like ran straight off. Still though, like this could have won 20. I can't believe it. I can't believe this could have won 20. That's crazy. 120, 120. Maybe a 121, 19. I can retime it.
Money!
Dude, I could have fucking gotten a 120 off of this. That's crazy. I can't believe I almost got a 120. It's like, that of all things. I can't believe I fell off, dude. That was legit about to 120. That's sad.
SpongeBob, you did it!
What'd he do?
What? Oh, yeah. Oh my.
I don't know, I feel like I lost a lot of time in this.
That does it. I'm becoming a lawyer. You haven't defeated me yet. I still have lots of robots all over.
This could have been within...
I'll summon them all, and then we'll
Oh,
see.
yeah, I mean, I can get a one. Yeah, I can get a 120, I think.
Destroy
Yeah.
you. You'll destroy me.
I can get a 120.
I'll destroy you. I'll destroy you twice as hard.
As soon as that ball hit,
I'll destroy you +1.
I knew I was gonna get it, but somehow,
Destroy you +infinity.
like, I don't know how I slipped off the side of that pipe. That was just so weird.
Shut up, you stupid robot. Who are you calling stupid? I went to community college.
Money.
You oversized coffee grinder. Oh yeah? I'll show you. Come here and fight like a mono.
Well, Plankton, I hope you learned your lesson.
Oh, I certainly did.
Yeah, I don't know how hard this is gonna be to beat, I guess. Like, I gotta look at the splits. It shouldn't be that bad, though, I don't think. This is 4 minutes and 20 seconds off my sum of bests around there. So I can still improve this by, like, 50 seconds, maybe.
Robots out there making a mess of Bikini Bottom. Sandy is right.
Well, I thought she was a squirrel.
I'm being punished. I don't know for what, but I'm being punished.
Yo, nice Arcana. Hold on, let me turn on chat.
Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy wouldn't stop, and neither will I. We can't rest.
Let me just tweet this out and we'll go over the run and see where we can save time. So like this, I guess it's kind of good that it happened this way. Not really though, because I could have skipped 121 just like I skipped 123. But the thing is, like,
Are you ready, kids?
now I'm kind of being held into this category. I have to keep playing it now because I was so close. I was gonna do runs of no SBA, but yeah, that's not happening now. I don't think. It's like, why though? Why would I? Why would I? What I can get a 120, dude? I can get a 120, and then we're a minute away from a 119 when that eventually happens. We eventually have the strats for it. Strats for 119. I can't believe this run almost 120 though. Like, damn. I'm telling you though, it's gonna be really, really hard to compete with these splits though for some of these segments. Not all of it's hard though. Some of it's pretty hard, but not all of it. Nah, it should have happened. It should have happened. I don't know why I just slipped off there. I could have definitely gotten it. Like with that start for the brain, I could have definitely gotten it. Oh well. Well, we're going again. We're going again. Shout outs to all the 800 people here watching. If you like this run, come on over to twitch.tv/shift to watch these live. I'll be uploading a lot more videos to YouTube soon as well. But yeah, definitely come over to watch these live. I'm going to start updating on my community posts for YouTube when I go live, so check those out if you want to get notified. And thank you guys for stopping by to watch this run. Okay, let's see. Rocker, thank you for the 33 months, man. Hell yeah, brother. Demondo, thank you for the 2 months, dude. Sizzle, thank you for the $3. Yeah, that's not happening. Good one. Ad, thank you for the 500 bits, dude. You fucking did it, godlike, man. Purchased the Xbox copy of the game today. Thank you for inspiring me to bring this game back. Pouring one out, old-fashioned for you tonight. Peace. Thank you so much, man. Enjoy the game. It's a fun one. Knock, thank you for the 19 months. Epic. It could have been even more epic, though. I kind of fucked it at the end, but that's why we're going again. Veridux, thank you for the 25 bits. Thank you very much, man. And Mules, thank you for the 11 months. Again, guys, if you want to watch these live, if you're watching on YouTube, come over to twitch.tv/shift, and I'll see you next time. Peace.